show you some boat checks that you absolutely must go through before you leave home with your boat. Now, to start with, let's come up and look where it's attached to the vehicle. Now, I've got my jockey wheel up. Check. In New Zealand, don't know about where you are, but we've got two different tow ball sizes. We have 1 7/8 inch, which is our common, and we also have a 50 mil. So on the top, if you can just have a look here, when you in and see here that number, it's 1 7/8 inch, and on my tow ball is also stamped 1 7/8 inch. So make sure that the two actually match, and you've not got a 50 mil and a 1 7/8 inch, because obviously it can pop off and cause you a little bit of drama on the motorway. Always check your winch. I use Dyneema. Some people use wire strand. I don't like wire strand because you get little pingers coming off of it, and when you're rubbing your hand along or pulling it back in, those little wire pingers, whatever you want to call them, they can jab your hand and it can be a little bit painful. But most importantly, the safety chain, make sure that's attached. Make sure the chain is attached on the truck. Now, I've just disconnected my lights here, so I'd reconnect them if I'm going on the road, but I'm about to launch the boat, so we won't do that. All right, so just check here, make sure that the clutch is on the winch on mode as well. And a good idea that a lot of people don't do is actually having a strap from here and down around the drawbar and back up there. And the reason for that is, as you're jingling around on speed bumps on the road, you can see both bounces up and down on that roller wheel there, which is far from ideal. Now, coming back, we want to make sure obviously that your fenders will be inboard if you're going to be on the road. Your ropes and lines and everything is tidy. You got nothing on the deck. And also your antenna, you want to make sure that that is completely taken down for when you're on the road. So fenders in. Just coming past, I'll mention here, some trailers have got bearing buddies, and bearing buddies are things that you need to check. If you've got a grease nipple, if you pop this cap off and if you have a grease nipple in the middle, then you've got a bearing buddy, and what that does is injects grease into your bearings in here, and it actually keeps your trailer in pretty good condition, and it makes those bearings just last a little bit longer, because they are quite a vulnerable part of the boat with seawater. Now here, what you can see is we've got our tie down on the stern. Got to make sure that it's on a good firm structure. Watch out for any corrosion. Don't be tying it to Mickey Mouse metal, a little bit of sheet metal or something like that. Get it down to substantial structural part of the trailer, and that just goes up and over. You can see here, it goes inside our cleat. We have some ropes here, obviously we're about to launch the boat, but you'd clear it all down, you wouldn't have lines, but have that going through. Make sure it's not going to slide backwards or forwards. So that's a pretty good lead for that. Now, coming to the stern or the back of the boat, another terminology for you, the engine is bolted to the transom of the boat. So the transom is actually that back wall. Now, what's this? If you haven't forgotten the bung, you haven't been boating for long enough. It's coming someday, but it's pretty catastrophic if you forget that bung. So make it as part of a checklist. In fact, it's a good idea to write some items down when you're about to launch your boat. So the bung, if you're transporting it, can be left out. But make sure that when you're putting it in the water, just pop it in. And on my boat, the bung goes in down here. Some boats have 1, some have 2, some have 3. Just know your boat. Okay, now the other thing you want to check is have a look in the hub here, Ken. We're looking for fishing line. If you see fishing line inside there, that's a problem. And what happens is that shaft that you see, the fishing line runs around that shaft, and it goes in, eats the rubber seal that goes through into the gearbox. So essentially what you're left with, if you don't clear out that fishing line, is a leak in your gearbox. So you'll get the oil seeping out and seawater dripping in. And what happens when seawater goes into your gearbox is it takes a big poo in there, and you end up, if you don't notice it, over a couple of weeks and you keep operating the boat, you'll end up needing to undo the bolts and taking that gearbox off and throwing it in the skip, and then putting a new one back on. 12, 15 grand, depending on the size of the engine, could be even dramatically more dependent. So just a good check on your propeller. The other thing as well I want to talk about is just this trailer lock. Now this trailer lock, you can see there's a lot of dispute and there's a lot of crossed words about the use of the trailer lock. Some people say it should just be up and free floating because its intended purpose is to catch the engine if the hydraulics fail, which it will do. Some people say you should just trim the engine down so it just touches that. But actually, if you look in the Mercury manual for this engine, it says don't rest it on the trailer lock because it actually bends it. And I don't know if you saw that there, but actually it bends it. That just bent. So that's not good. It's there for an emergency catch. So Yamaha, I think, or a couple of the other brands, they're not too fussed. They say you can trim it down, but you just do need to check your brand of engine and make sure that you're operating in accordance to what your manufacturer says. So yeah, hopefully you understand what that's for. So just catch that engine so it doesn't hit the road. Anything else we should be checking on the boat? Well, obviously we're just checking for any obstructions around the wheels, the tires. You just have a good walk around on the boat. Oh yeah, one thing that I didn't mention is your prop flag. So you do want a prop flag, something luminous. I've got one here somewhere. We just use a high-vis vest. And you can either tape that on or cable tie it on. But yeah, you need something around that propeller that's high-vis and just lock it in position so it doesn't come off when you're driving down the road. Now, a big one is, you might not appreciate, but leaving stuff on the deck on the boat. Where you're driving on the road, you can get wind eddying inside the boat and just blowing everything out. So you want to make sure it's completely clear and everything that's on the deck and exposed is secured and lashed down. But yeah, I think that's probably about it for just your basic checks. Obviously, different boats have got different things that need to be checked. It is a good idea to produce a checklist, as I say, and you won't forget anything critical on your boat. Now, the next video I'm going to show you is solo launch recovering. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to try and add a card here. I'm new to this long format videos, so hopefully there'll be a card somewhere on the screen now. Check it out and see what you reckon.